Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So I got a quick ramble this pretty much just is me giving out my thoughts and opinions on where I think Fuji can go with what I truly believe should be the true next GFX camera release. And honestly, you probably already know where I'm going to go if you're following the channel and you've been checking out my videos. I honestly think Fuji might be missing an opportunity by not bringing out the GFX 50R version 2. I know that this was discontinued. The body style we'll probably never see again, but hear me out on this one. And looking at this camera, and honestly, I'm looking at my use case, of course, and how I use this for street photography, general photography, paid photography, you know, a long number of different things. I think that Fuji might be actually missing out by not continuing with this line and this body style of camera. So there are some things, if I think they decided to do some upgrades on this camera, should make it, in my opinion, the next release over the GFX 100. I'm not saying that camera probably doesn't need an update or refresh, because I got to be honest with you, the GFX 100S and 50 S2 body styles to me are fantastic, and I think the new 100 should be something similar to that. Can't say I'm a big fan of the integrated grip, but when it comes to this particular camera right here, I think they would do very well to come out with this honestly before that, because folks like myself who are looking for something that's in this price point when this came out, which I believe it was like $3,500, I could be wrong on that. It gives you a really beefy camera to be able to get some stellar images on with it. And here's the upgrades that I would go to with this camera. First one being, I would love to see them first and foremost, like we all want, is of course to put IBIS in this. This has a big enough body, as you can see right here, where it can definitely, I believe, take the IBIS on the sensor, and that it would do well to have that, particularly because this body is more apt to be more handheld than, say, the GFX 50 S2 and the S100S and the 100. They are easier to hold, more comfortable, but this is the one that to me is designed kind of like that rangefinder style to go out and do a lot of handheld photography out and about, documenting everyday life. The other thing, other than this, the IBIS, which we all know this camera would hopefully get for sure, since every camera in that line now that's been released recently has it, is I would love to see this get the articulating screen. As you guys look at this, that's on the X-T5, that I believe is on the, well, I know for sure is on the 100S, where it doesn't just give me an up and down articulation, but it will, as you guys can see here, it will flip out toward my right hand when holding it to allow me to basically do this. So that to me would be a big thing. The next thing other than IBIS, so that's one, the better articulating screen, 3-way, that's 2. The eye cup. As you guys know, I am not a big fan of the eye cup. It is all plastic around it. I think if it was to get better molding, rubberized molding around it, make it more comfortable. Of course, updated resolution on it, because it is pretty old right now. And I find often at times that I'm not even looking through the eye cup. I'm using the LCD screen on the back because it's giving me a higher frame rate and refresh than I'm getting from the eyepiece. I would like to see that. The other thing I would like to see come back on this, which is also on, I believe, the X-T5, is the buttons. The 4-way buttons, I think, would be a welcome return for a lot of us on a lot of Fuji cameras. In this particular camera, I totally agree. It can be quite cumbersome, I should say, excuse me, to try to maneuver with the toggle and pushing a toggle in and out. At the same time, the touchscreen is okay. It's not great. So I would love to see that come back and be able to use that versus, again, having to play around with this toggle and then also play around with the touchscreen, which the implementation of is okay, not great. If you can't give me a smartphone-like feel on your touchscreen, leave it off. Or give me that. It's kind of where I'm at now with the way technology is these days. So Again, we got the IBIS, we got the flippy screen, we got the enhancements on the viewfinder. The touchpad would be nice to have back, the buttons. And then from there, really the rest of this camera is fine as far as its button layouts for me. The only other thing would be is I believe for sure they can shed some size off of this camera. Imagine something similar to the digital X Pen XT or TX3 mock-up that was done by, and I'll link his YouTube video for it somewhere up here. Superka, I think the guy's name was. I love the rendition he did on what he would like to see as a Fujifilm TX3 come out digital X Pan instead of film. I think we can bring this down in size and give it that kind of look, and it would be phenomenal. So there are features in this camera in the current GFX lines that I love, like for instance, the ability to go to a 35mm full frame crop, all of the different image sizes that you can go to, and I'll put those up here somewhere so you can see them. As you can see, it already has X-Pan image size on it. That's on, I believe, all of the GFX cameras. I just don't recall, and I believe it is on the original GFX 50. It probably is on there, but I just haven't really played with one of those in a very long time. So in the comments, let me know. But there you have it, guys. I know some of you probably thought I might have forgotten it, but I haven't. Of course, it would absolutely go to the new batteries that the current GFX 100S shares with the XT4, the XT5, and the XH line of cameras. So what do you guys think about my upgrades? A lot of these upgrades I believe are doable, in my opinion. I'm not in their research and R&D, but I think they're doable in a smaller body size with all those features in it. And if I had to put on something I've not heard any rumors about, even with the new rumor from the Fuji rumors on the GFX 100, is the processor. I'm assuming that we have a new processor that's going to be working with this camera. So of course, new processor with the current sensor probably would give us the same, hopefully, advantage that we are seeing from all the reviews and the chance I've had to play with it, the XS20. So there you go, guys. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about my upgrades. Let me know if you think Fuji is missing a big opportunity to re-release this camera with those feature sets and keep this line alive. I would love to see it, to be honest with you, because I am having so much fun with this camera. And I thought about this because I will be shooting this camera this weekend with the busy week I've had, or 2 weeks or so at work. You know, I'm really looking forward to getting out and shooting, and it wanted to throw this together. Again, just a quick ramble on the GFX 50R, what I would like to see if they actually were ever to come out with the 50R2. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. See ya. Enjoy your weekend.